Okay, so we saw the unboxing of the Bloodhound XTN tracking knock kit, which again includes 3 live knocks and 3 practice knocks. But to the big question, how do you assemble these? So let's get to it. Take a knock, take out a bushing that meets our arrow shaft. I know this arrow shaft is 0.244 inch, so that's going to match my number 27 bushings. For 0.246 or your GT knocks, use number 28, which is slightly bigger, but that's also all referenced in the quick start guide as well as the owner's manual. So all you do is you put these bushings on the end here, no matter the size, and that's it. From there, take the arrow shaft. I like to pinch these in when I push it in. So just kind of slide your fingers over, guide it in, boom, slides in. And then you want to orient the wings depending on your bow setup. So in other words, in my case, I have a drop away rest, which I like to have the cock feather up. So having the wings vertical would probably not be a great idea because of potential collision with the bottom. So I think this is the most popular orientation. So you put the bushing in, you orient the fins or the wings, and then you have your knock that goes on the back of it. Okay, that just slides on, and you want to orient that with your cock feather too. Orient the fins and then lock this in. Along with the magnetic tool, there's a knocking tool that lets you grab onto that knock and do any fine tuning to it. Okay, so we're all set with that arrow, all ready to shoot. What I do want to do is walk you through a crossbow version real quick. It's very similar. We're going to grab knock number 2 and the parts that come with the crossbow kit. Essentially, it's the same everything except for different bushings and a different spring. So in the case of the bushings for the crossbow kit, same deal with that front one. Comes in different sizes, all explained in the manual. But it comes with 2 bushings. The longer bushing always goes on the back, okay? You want that little slit in the front because it's kind of narrowed down, which allows you to push it into the rear of the arrow shaft better. See, watch this, there you go. So it slips in and then snugs up nice. In the case of a crossbow bolt, where your cock vane is down, what you want the number and these little nubs, including the printing on the printed circuit board, up, okay? You want those nubs up because if they're down, they could drag on your rail and cause some ever slight cockeyedness, but still it's better this way, okay? And in the case of crossbows, the kit comes with the different bushings. The crossbow that I play with comes with, or asks for a flat knock. Just push it on. So the kit comes with a flat knock, half moon, as well as a capture knock. And you're all set to go shooting with crossbow. I'm just gonna walk you through charging it real quick. At the beginning of the season or when you receive the product, first thing you wanna do is charge it. Put the number and nubs up, match with the black sticker, and push it in. It's gonna blink, tell you how charged it is. 1 blink means it's almost dead. 4 blinks means it's pretty well charged. While it's charging, it's gonna be blinking as you see here. When it stops blinking, it means it's done charging, roughly 1 hour, I believe, from a dead charge to fully charged. You pull it out and she's ready to go. It'll stand in standby for up to approximately 1 year. And once it's activated, it'll stay activated for about 18 hours. What if I want to test it without shooting it? It gets a little bit tricky, and I'm going to show you a little trick here. Orient the number with the black. And then I tend to hold on to it this way and then plug it in. It's a little bit tricky, but I think people rarely use the test mode this way, but it is there for you in case you want to use it. So the way it works is you plug it in, you'll see a solid light. Hold it in for 5 seconds and then remove it from power and remove the magnets. So it'll go into live mode now. So now you're live. She's activated. You can go out and play with it in the yard. You can go ahead and practice your tracking. Your kids can work with you. What's popular is to have somebody go hide it in the woods and the second person use the tracker to go find it. It's highly recommended to do that before season, so you've done it once or twice or a handful of times prior to the heat of the moment of the hunt. Now, to turn it off, you just take the magnet again, you hold it within a half an inch of the front of the fins there. Okay, so for about 2 seconds, hold it there. It doesn't matter which side, it'll turn it off. And now she's back into standby mode. Again, it will stay active for about 18 hours, no matter the temperature, and down to 30 degrees negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit, I should say, and up to, I believe, approximately 120 degrees, if I remember right. But should be any type of hunting condition you're going to encounter. Okay, so we talked about the bushings install, the pin knock install it to the shaft. Last but not least, when you're done hunting, or let's say when you're recovering your game, what you're going to likely see is this sticking out of the hide, something like that. What a hunter tends to do is grab onto it and pull it out, which is fine. You can do that at any time. But what will happen is you tend to bend these barbs up. So we include the spare parts here with spare springs, spare screws, and all you do is you take the little L wrench that comes with the kit, put it in, unscrew it, replace it with the other spring, and screw it back in. Okay, but hence why we include all these parts for you. Okay, at this point in the game, either you are out back practicing your tracking or you've shot a game and it's time to recover it. So the way you get started is assuming that your Nock is out there now, either hidden in the woods or it's in the game. You start out by turning the tracker on with the blue button, the upper blue button, hold it for about 2 seconds and it will turn it on. From there, I tend to like to turn on the backlighting just because whether it be day or night, helps me see better. If you want to, you can also turn sound on, and what that's going to do is it's going to beep when it picks up on the tracker. I'm sorry, on the XTN. I tend to like to leave it off just because sometimes it can get annoying to me unless I'm having a hard time finding an XTN, which case I'll talk about in a moment. So when you start your tracking process, the way you want to operate this is hold the tracker out in front of you, holding it like a panhandle. It's important to keep this screen facing the sky. So that way the antennas in this, which are actually built into the doors, have the best chance of picking up on those signals that are traveling along the contours of the earth. Okay, so that's what you're looking for. If you hold it vertical, you're gonna have a lot more challenge in tracking this. So that's proper operation. So to get started, what we did was we activated number 1 through the test mode. So number 1 is activated. If you know the number, all you have to do is toggle to the number and press select. So in this case, we have number 1 lit. It's showing you that it's found it. The dog's tail is wagging, and it's saying we're 99% close to it, which means basically you're standing on it. If it says something like 10%, you might be more like 400 yards away. So right now, we're kind of circulating the XTN around us. Right now I'm moving it to 6 o'clock below us. And now I'm moving it over to the 9 o'clock to the left of us. Okay, you see how the arrow moves, and then rotating again now to 3 o'clock. What you want to do is, when you're starting to track, look for the arrow and then just start walking in that direction. Walk for about 30 yards and looking up, looking for the game, looking for more blood, those type of things. You don't want to be sitting here staring at the arrow because you'll see a little bit of jumping around at first the further away you are. And that can get confusing. So just look for the direction of the arrow, walk 30 yards, and then look for the arrow again, and it will guide you there. If you're too far away, for example, you're 600 yards away, one technique you can use to recover it is turn on the sound and just start walking the upper ridges. Just so you know, three beeps means you're very close. 1 beep means you're pretty far away. I'm gonna turn it off so we can keep talking. One technique to find it if it's too far away is to walk the upper ridges, because those RF signals will somewhat follow the contours of the earth. And the higher up you are, the better chance you have of finding this. Versus, let's say, walking those river bottoms or swamps. Get high up if you're not finding it. Okay, so if you don't know the knock number that you shot, which is very common in my situation, what I'll actually do is press scan. What it's going to do is it's going to search for any knocks out there, and that could be any knock 1 through 6. Okay, in this case, it found number 1, and it's still searching for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's not going to find them because we don't have the others activated right now. But anyway, if you forgot which knock you shot, that's the trick. Just press scan. Once it's found your knock, you can just press track select, and again, it's locked on number 1, and it's going to point you in the direction of it. Okay, once you've found the game and you want to turn it off, all you have to do is hit stop. Also, if you were tracking one knock and you shot multiple knocks out there, you found one that you missed the game with, you went to recover that knock, just press stop and then toggle to the next knock, and it'll search for the next knock. We're done tracking here, so I'm just going to hit stop. I'm going to power it down by holding this, and then you can shut the doors.